Warm welcome to my channel, Sustainability by Paresh Joshi. Last time I discussed everything about 10 impacts of global warming as per the report made by IPCC Committee of United Nations. And somebody asked in my video that you are giving the impacts. Are there any solutions? So I did some research, and today I have collected some points, in my diary. So today I'll be talking about 10 solutions which industries and we together can adapt and reduce the impact of global warming. So let us try to understand, why is global warming so dangerous? Who is responsible for this, and who are the contributors? So the biggest contributors are industries and activities of human beings. Now, when you say industry, you think about energy, which is created by burning fossil fuels, by creating vehicles, cars, two-wheelers, aircrafts, everything. So these use fossil fuels, and that's why there is a problem of greenhouse gases which is coming up. So what happens is, power plants, they burn a lot of fossil fuel, boilers, and if you talk about human beings, then two-wheelers and four-wheelers. So we all need to think about solutions and support. So the biggest solution can be provided by governments, and governments are trying. There is no doubt in that. For example, Indian government has put a ban on single-use plastics, and now they are going to make minimum 120 microns thickness of carry bags by December 2022. So governments are working, no doubt in that. But let's see what we can do. So I have noted down some 10 points, which will help reduce the impact of global warming. So, in Mumbai, I can tell you that there is a requirement during the construction of the buildings and societies that rainwater harvesting is mandatory. So whatever water comes through rain is collected in a sump which is underground, and that water is reused. Let us also understand what is environment. Environment is mainly air, water, and soil. So any impact of the climate or our activities on any of these three will be an impact on the environment. So water is very important, no doubt in that. Now, when we say rainwater harvesting is a way to save water, otherwise people should have used fresh water. So that quantity of water is saved. Second thing is, in India we are good. For example, in US, there is great use of toilet papers. They don't use water in the toilets. While we Indians, we use, the jet spray for toilet. So we are saving a lot of toilet paper. Now, when you say toilet paper is a very, very harmful item for the environment. The reason is that toilet papers are either made from fresh wood and then pulp and then paper, or the dead trees are cut and that wood is used and recycled papers are used. So In any aspect, if you see, toilet papers are harmful to the environment. Also, in manufacturing, a lot of use of water in paper industry, and also there is a lot of use of chemicals, the hazardous chemicals. So chlorine, for example, is used. So ultimately what happens is we are playing with our bodies by using toilet papers. India, it's okay, but other places like US, now they are thinking about use of bidets, which are, for washing. So bidets use less water and eliminate use of toilet paper. So that is one good thing, which is what I observed during my research, and I thought, let me tell you that. The second thing is, when we talk about energy, for example, electrical energy. So electrical energy is produced by burning fossil fuels like coal or furnace oil or LSHS, etc. So these things are harmful, as electricity, what we waste, is to be produced to compensate. So wastage of electricity by human beings, by us, is another area where we can help protecting the environment. Simple examples are, like I've been moving all over India. I'm doing a lot of audits of industries, and I observe that there are stickers placed in every room that turn off the lights and fan when you go out of your room or cabin or conference room. So, and other things which we always see in our emails also, that don't take a printout if not required. So these measures are being taken. So what happens is, most of the times I've seen, electrical energy is now being used very carefully. So people are very aware about misuse or bad use of electricity, and they use this. And recently I was in Gujarat, and I found, of course, many years back when I was operating from Gujarat, and I used to go to Gandhinagar, the capital of Gujarat, where all the offices are there. I observed, many years back, I'm talking about 2010, that all the lights in Gandhinagar city, they were all solar powered. A lot of use of solar energy. So in industries also, I have seen, the trend that earlier sodium vapor lamps were used, then mercury vapor lamps, and then now everybody is using LED. So LEDs are extensively used in street lights and at homes also. LEDs are very energy saving utilities, and also their life is much more compared to CFL. So that is a good measure taken by governments and by individuals. So, and let us also understand that this is costing less and lasts long. So our pockets are also getting some benefit out of this. So it's not so that we are spending a lot of money. I think people are now becoming aware, governments are becoming aware. And now if you see, most of the people carry cloth bags whenever they go to market to buy vegetables or go to malls or supermarkets. So that is another good thing I've observed, that cloth bags are better. In the same way, in place of tissue, the napkins are used nowadays, which is reusable. So what is important is, don't buy something which is disposable. Buy something which is reusable. The other thing which we can do is, don't buy something which has a lot of packaging. I think if you get some items from Amazon or any other app, So think, don't buy anything which has got a lot of packaging. Eliminate that. The other thing is buy something which is energy efficient. So for example, if you go to a mall and if you see the appliance shop, you will find, that ACs, washing machines and TVs, they are all now coming in energy efficient rating. So they are 4-star, 5-star like that. That means that they consume less energy. And that is the reason that they help environment. And we should also look at these aspects when we go for buying any major item. So even fridge. So buy something which is energy efficient. For example, in industries, what they do, the olden types of motors, they were consuming very high energies. So what has happened is many years back, industries have started buying energy efficient motors. So these old motors are out and these new energy efficient motors are being used. So a lot of energy is saved and that is also costing less expenditure to the industries. Similarly, we should also support environment and indirectly we are supporting our pockets. So buy something which is energy efficient. The other thing is vehicles. See this Elon Musk who has started with Tesla, electric cars. So these electric cars are the future. Similarly, I have seen one thing during my research on the laptop that portable solar heaters are available or solar panels are available which you can take anywhere and you can produce energy and use. So a lot of things are happening around and we need to take care. We need to be aware about that. So that is one more thing, one more aspect. The next thing is using vehicles. Basically, most of the people, if I talk about Mumbai, every house has one car and everybody uses cars to go to the office. Only the people who are lower class, they are going by trains and buses. So, but this requires a lot of burning of fossil fuels, petrol, diesel, CNG. All of them are harmful to the environment. So what is required is carpooling. What happens is 3-4 persons from the same office take a car of one person one day, second person second day, and 4 or 5 people go in the same vehicle. So that what happens is the consumption of the petrol or the fuels is drastically reduced. And that is where we can help the government and the environment by consuming less fossil fuel. And second last thing I must tell you is we all know and we are expert in that. Growing trees is another big way. We all know very well that a tree absorbs carbon dioxide and emits oxygen during its photosynthesis process. And one tree in its lifetime can save 1 ton of CO2. So this emission is reduced drastically. So when we are talking about deforestation and reforestation, trees play a very important role. There are several NGOs who are into this, creating awareness on growing trees. And let me tell you, one of the things which I have found, that, the plastic bottles, the water bottles, disposable, they can also be used instead of throwing in the garbage. To cut into 2 pieces, put some, soil into that, some fertilizer into that, and you can grow small plants. So that is another way. So creating awareness in the people, in your area, in your work group, it will help a lot. And people are becoming aware slowly and slowly. So that is very important to create awareness. And last but not the least, I must tell you, that in 2017, a scientist, a doctor, with the name Paul Hawken, wrote a book, with the help of hundreds of researchers and scientists, which is called Drawdown. Drawdown means, the meaning, what he wanted to convey through this book, Drawdown, is that a time will come by 2050 if we follow all the recommendations given by him, that greenhouse gases or global warming or the temperature rise will slowly and slowly reduce. And what we emit will be much less than what we absorb. And he has found out 20 areas where a lot of scope is there for cutting down GHG. I'll just take one example today. I'll cover up in my future videos about other things. That one thing is very surprising, and that is what I'll tell you. For example, he says that plant-rich food or plant-rich diet, which is derived from the plants and nature. If even 50% of the population starts eating, 90 gigatons of CO2 can be saved in a year. So there are 20 items which they have highlighted, and there are so many TEDx talks on this. But I would request, those people who are interested in protecting the environment, they can go to YouTube and they can see the videos on this particular topic, Drawdown, and they will be enlightened like anything. So this is all what I wanted to talk to you today. Maybe next Thursday I'll come again. Please give your comments and like, share and subscribe to my channel on sustainability. Thank you very much. Bye. See you next Thursday.